Guys, welcome to the channel. It is my favorite time of the year, Halloween. And what better than to talk about my favorite scary movie and the scariest movie of all times, The Exorcist. In 1973, William Friedkin set out to bring William Blatley's novel, The Exorcist, to the big screen. The story of a young girl possessed by a demon. The Exorcist instilled terror into audience all over the world, taking on the subject of a demonic possession and a very controversial Catholic ritual was sure to turn a few heads, with no pun intended. The Exorcist was acclaimed as a masterpiece, the scariest movie of all time, and one of the most controversial films ever made. The Exorcist is one of the highest grossing films in history, the top grossing R-rated film of all times, and the first horror film to receive a nomination for the Best Picture Oscar. But everything comes at a price. After many strange and catastrophic occurrences, many became convinced that the film set in the movie itself was cursed by none other than a demon. The thing that makes The Exorcist even more scary is it's based off of a real-life event. William Peter Blatley wrote his 1971 novel of the same name based on the real-life exorcism of a boy known as Roland Doe. Catholic priests at Georgetown University Hospital performed the real-life exorcism, but had to stop when the boy managed to get free from his restraints, pulled a bed spring out of the mattress, and slashed one of the priest's arms. When Blatley wrote the novel, Roland's families requested the character be changed to a female to hide his identity. The story goes that Roland went on to live a normal life with no memory of the incident, retiring decades later from NASA. The shooting was delayed after the set caught fire, destroying what was supposed to be McNeil's home. The director blamed the incident on a winged creature with talons. It had seemed that a pigeon had found its way into the circuit boxes, which caused the fire. However, the fact that Reagan's bedroom was unharmed in the fire is really creepy. During filming, actress Ellen Burstyn, who played Reagan's mother, was actually injured when the possessed Reagan throws her to the ground. The take was actually used in the film, and the blood-curdling scream she let out is completely genuine. The injury still bothers her to this day. Chances are good that in any film that takes over a year to complete will be associated with bad incidences. But The Exorcist has a few deaths. Actor Jack McGowan and Valeski Malaros both died while the film was in post-production. What makes their deaths strange is that their characters died in the film as well. Other deaths that occurred during the filming of The Exorcist include Linda Blair's grandfather and Max van Sydow's brother, who died on Max's first day of shooting. Also while filming, the son of Jason Miller, who played Father Damien, was nearly killed when a motorcycle hit him. Two other actors also died shortly after filming, as did several of the crew. While filming one of the possession scenes, Linda was thrown out of bed when a piece of rigging broke, causing her to injure her back. Additionally, after the film's release, Linda received so many death threats that the studio had to hire bodyguards to escort her for the next 6 months. Again, talking about possession or demons, ghosts, witches, anything on that topic was very taboo and laughed upon and frowned upon. In 1987, actress Mercedes McCambridge, who played the demonic voice of Pazuzu, the voice of the demon, was originally going to be created from Blair's actual voice, although made coarser and scarier through special effects. The director, however, wanted something more acutely accursed and hired radio actress Mercedes McCambridge to provide the vocals. The resulting horrific audio was captured during a recording session where McCambridge swallowed raw eggs, chain smoked, and drank whiskey despite being sober, and was bound with rags to a chair. She was a victim of a horrific tragedy where her son murdered his wife and children before taking his own life. The most chilling fact related to the film of The Exorcist arises from a seemingly innocent x-ray tech who appeared as an extra in the aforementioned hospital scene. This tech, Paul Bateson, would later be found guilty of several gruesome murders, wherein his victims' bodies were cut up and collected into bags. Perhaps compelled by this brush with actual evil, Friedrichsen would go on to depict Bateson's grisly story in the film Cruising. Perhaps creepiest of all, Bateson is a free man today, having served his time and been released from prison in 2004. Many believed that the actual film was cursed and that playing it through a projector was an invitation for demonic possession. There is a power of evil in the film, in the fabric of the film itself. When it was first released, the film was banned in every Middle Eastern country but Lebanon. The re-release was banned in Lebanon. During the Roman premiere, audiences had to fight their way through torrential downpour accompanied by thunder and lightning in order to get into the theater. Many inside claimed to hear a horrific, almost demonic cry coming from outside once the film started rolling. At one showing, a woman was so frightened she passed out in the theater and broke her jaw when she fell. She later sued the filmmaker, and Warner Brothers settled out of court. So this leads me to asking you, do you believe in playing a film or a show can bring these demonic forces into your home? Do you believe that playing an EVP inside the home can bring these forces in? I ask because I do. This is what I do. And I will tell you from experience with playing back demonic EVPs inside my home, it has stirred up activity. Also, using the equipment, it stirs up activity. Before I went to go do my most recent investigation, my lights, when I turn them on in my bedroom, would make a really loud zzz sound, and it hasn't done it since. When my husband and I were part of a paranormal team, the week before we would go and investigate, activity would ramp up around the house. Just subtle things, lights going on and off by themselves, the foreboding, like heavy feeling that you get from low vibrational energies and spirit themselves. You could just feel them. It's like they knew we were getting ready to go out there and they would come and see us. It was very odd. Now, also, I don't like to say the demon names, and I said it twice. The lady that was portraying to be Reagan's voice, I said the demon's name twice, and I kind of fumbled a little, and I'm not going to redo it because I'm not saying it for a third time. So I believe that you can conjure this stuff just by simply saying it, and I would caution you to being careful when talking about this stuff in your home. Anyways, guys, like, subscribe, share, or don't. I'll see ya.